good news of the Quran and how it was authored, how it is flawless, and how we can enjoy it. So we've been talking about the 798 for a while now. So last week what I did was I went back, basically, and I said how to generate 798 from 19. Okay. So we went through this exercise of looking at these 20 PCs, which are these rare twin prime companions, and the twin of them only differ by 6. Okay, so we found out that there it is, and figured out that one of them is 19 times 42, which is 798, and that's how this 798, which is the number of K.Ha.Y.Ayn.Saad in chapter 19, actually is generated. Okay, so anyway, so that's a given. So today we're looking at the Gaussian Composite, and 798 Gaussian Composite happens to be 13613. Okay, and again, remind me that 798 is the sum of the frequencies of K.Ha.Y.Ayn.Saad in chapter 19. Okay, so then we figure out that if we look at lowly Gaussian composites, we find out that 13613 is actually 548th such number. And immediately 548 gives us this huge sign. 548 additive prime happens to be 9127. So 798, which is the number of K.Ha.Y.Ayn.Saad in chapter 19, actually immediately generates 9127. These 4 bullets that I have at the top, these are mathematical facts and they cannot be changed. Okay? Another mathematical fact, 548 composite happens to be 670. And 9127 happens to be the 670th verse in the uninitial chapters. You can check it in our Quran translation and you'll see that I have numbered all of those, and so you can find them and verify it for yourself. Okay? And 9127 happens to be also a prime number verse because 127 is a prime number. So if you count all the prime numbers from the beginning of the Quran, all the prime number verses from the beginning of the Quran, you find out that 317th prime number verse in the Quran is again 9127. Look at these two numbers. 670 minus 317 is 353. Now, just a simple subtraction of these two numbers. So 670 minus 317 is 353. But 353 happens to be the exponent of the 19th Gaussian Mersenne Prime. Okay, and 353 happens to be the frequency of Ha-Mim in Surah 42. Remember now, 790 is actually what? It's 19 times 42. So we started with 798, which is the number of initials in chapter 19, and we ended up with the number of initials in chapter 42 by mathematical force of these numbers. 42 times 19 also give you 798. Can you imagine that? I mean, this is absolutely mind-boggling. This shows the flawless of this thing. And you know, this 353, which is the 19th Gaussian Mersenne Prime, is this century's stuff. It's not the 20th century, it's the 21st century stuff. We didn't know about these things before. These things could not have been explained in the 20th century. And so think deeply about these things that I'm telling you. Okay? These are not to be played with. This is not fiddling with numbers. Okay? These are numbers that are absolutely submitting to God, and they will never change. Okay? They never change. So these statements that I'm telling you, these are eternal statements. That's what God says. Okay? So the scripture that we have is a byproduct of this. And so by definition, that would be an eternal book. It's never going to change because goodness is not going to change. As I said in the previous cracker, we just learned about it, that we have to make sure that we follow the path of God and be grateful. He is, because He is. Okay? We will go exactly what God tells us to do, and we'll do it without buts, ifs, and ands. We never question. When the time for the answer is, the answer will come. The last minute, you think that all the doors are closed to you. Okay? All of a sudden, the answer shows up. And there it is. Okay? That tells you that God knows best when the time is supposed to be. You think that the time's supposed to be this time or this time or this place or that place. That's not going to work out. That's not according to God's command and God's will. Okay? When the time comes and the right time is, and the right place is, that's when it's going to happen. And so these numbers will tell you exactly that. Okay? That's what they're telling us. That's the beauty of the Quran. And as I said, is when we read it, we enjoy it. Okay? The enjoyment that we have from the Quran is absolutely immense. Okay? The more we read it, the better off we are. And so, again, you saw it in front of you, okay? It's from 19, we went to 42, okay? And it happens that 19 times 42 is 798. Okay? As I said, about 50 years ago, we were happy with that 798 was 19 times 42, and that was divisible by 19. But, my friends, there is a reason it was 42. That's because of this. Okay, that I just showed you. Okay? And we showed last week how we generated 798 from those 20 PCs. Okay. So again, think very deeply about these things. Okay. And thank God for giving us this opportunity that He has given us today. Okay, it's immense, absolutely immense. And this is a huge blessing. And He's favored us today to be the recipient of this huge honor. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and finish up. Jumla, Allah Kabir.